So I'm taking this video in the morning. I don't really know what I'm going to do today, but I thought I'd give you guys some video of the army ants. That is a small bivouac. A bivouac is basically when the army ants make a nest with their own bodies using chain link with their own bodies. And see that little hole? See that little hole is where the ant's nest is. If I were to disturb that, a bunch of eggs would come out. See, they're bringing eggs into that hole. So that is what a bivouac is. And this is a very small bivouac. The ones in the wild are a lot bigger, especially for Excitation, or however you say it, South American army ants. But these are Nevia myrmex, the North American army ants, or mainly North American army ants. Sorry, my hand is shaky. And there's another bivouac right there. It's a lot smaller. This is the bigger one in the tank. So yeah, I might add 2 videos today. I haven't decided. It appears as though the army ants are raiding this formica nest, but I'm not sure if that's what's going on or not. But it's what looks like what's going on, because there's formica. There's formica running around everywhere in here. And I see some of the army ants attacking some of the formica. And I see the formica carrying some eggs and brood and stuff. So I believe that these army ants are doing their first raid in the vivarium. As you can see back there, there's a lot of formica activity and a lot of army ant activity. So I have decided that I'm going to go looking for ants and termites, especially termites, because I don't have very many termite colonies in the tank, and one of my subscribers requested that I add more termites into the tank. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, is looking for ants and termites, especially the termites. I will update you soon. I've been out here for less than 5 minutes. I've already found an Aphenogaster nest. So I will be trying to find the queen in this nest. I will update you soon. So guys, I have since left that Aphenogaster nest because a tip that I have for you is that unless you are dead set on getting this species, then don't waste your time on a nest if you can't find the queen within a certain amount of time, because that's just a waste of time and energy sometimes. But I've since moved on, and I found this Aphenogaster nest. I think. Let me see. Yeah, Aphenogaster nest. So I'm going to collect that, and I'll get back with you in a little bit. I have since collected that one of Phenogasterudis nest, but I found an even bigger one. And I think I might collect this one too. Alright guys, we found our first termite nest of the day. Hang on, I'm trying to get it focused. It's not really focusing, but you get the idea. Alright, so I'm gonna look for a king and queen and some workers of this termite species, because termites are different than ants, which the males actually live after they mate, and they kind of are like royalty with the king and queen termites. The king will mate with the queen probably multiple times, and the queen will lay all the eggs, sometimes 40,000 a day in some species. I've since moved on to a different log, because sometimes the termite kings and queens are underground, not inside the log. So sometimes you just got to get lucky with termites. And I don't see any queens or kings in this nest either yet, but I'm going to keep looking. I'll update you soon. I just found a Camponotus pennsylvanicus nest too, which I'm really excited about because I actually don't have those in the tank yet. So I'm going to collect those too. I found the queen of a Camponotus pen colony. Oh, I dropped her. Got her. Okay, I'll update you soon. Off camera, I discovered a Camponotus decepens nest, and I collected that off camera because they were just spilling out of this log, and I didn't have time to pull out the camera, but I found them, collected them. Pretty sure I got the queen. Alright, check back with you soon. Found a Formica paldiviflua nest, which I find odd because it's in the middle of the woods, and usually they nest out in the prairie. Here's the queen right there. Very bad picture. Anyway, I got her, so I'll collect some workers and brood too. Get back. Found a bigger Camponotus pennsylvanicus colony. Hoping to get the queen and everything in this one too. I ended up collecting this huge Camponotus pennsylvanicus nest. I just dumped them in with the other ants, which might not be a good idea because they will fight, so I gotta get them in the tank quick. And I also found some termite queens and kings, a bunch of them actually, and they're in here too, so I gotta get them in the tank quick before they start fighting so they can find their own home in the tank and separate. But what's weird about this Camponotus pennsylvanicus colony is that it was facultatively polygynous, which means it had multiple queens, which is very unusual in Camponotus. It had about 3 or 4 queens from what I've collected, probably more actually, because I didn't get the whole nest. But yeah, pretty amazing. Guys, I may have started an ant war. I feel really bad about it, but the good news is I think that it will eventually settle down and all or most ant colonies will live through this, and they'll find their balance inside the tank. But as of right now, it's just total war out there. But as I said, I feel bad about this, but I do think that here soon, or by tomorrow probably, it would have settled down and all or most ant colonies would have found their balance and lived through it. but I do feel really bad about it. And also I kind of destroyed the look of the tank adding in the campanellas. But I'll fix it up again. Make it look nice again. But I am slightly worried about this, and I feel bad, but I do think that all ant colonies will make it through. And by the way, this is why a lot of ant keepers don't mix their ants. But I've had worse ant wars break out in my vivariums and have all the colonies survive. And if you do it responsibly, mixing colonies can be more aesthetically pleasing and even better for the ants, health-wise and happiness-wise and all that, if you do it responsibly. And I would not call what I just did responsible, but I do feel bad, but I also feel like most or all of the ant colonies will make it out alive through this. So this is the vivarium after I have added all the ants that I got today. All the ants, termites, everything, all the insects and everything I got today. I kind of overdid it today, but... And I did start an ant war, but as I said, I feel bad about doing it, but at the same time, I feel like most of the ants will end up surviving after they find their place inside the vivarium. I dumped so much excess dirt on this side. I guess that this side is basically going to be the anthill part. And I might add some moss on top of this later today. And at some point I want to get some aquarium seeds from China and Thailand to add to this side on the pond and marsh area. And that way I'll have a lot more plant growth at the bottom. I'll add a little bit more moss. And there's still plenty of creatures that I'm going to add to this tank that I haven't already, including banana slugs. I'm planning to get some banana slugs in here, which should be awesome. And I might get a tarantula or two. I've got a sling, a baby tarantula upstairs that I'm growing out for me to put into this tank, probably eventually. There's a lot of reptiles and a few amphibians and a crap ton of insects, like that beetle or the ants or termites. Sorry about the fog on the glass. I just misted the tank a little bit and it's starting to humidify up again. I fed the ants some honey, some of my special honey mix. Can't really see it, but I spread it along the log and stuff. And there's still plenty of plants that I want to add to this tank too. Mostly on that side. And some of them will be seeds and moss. Maybe some ferns and other tropical plants, plus some native plants. And this side is basically looks like crap right now because it's just bare dirt and wood that I've dumped in with the ants that I've added today. But yeah, I might go out collecting a little bit more today, but I'm about done. I'll update you guys a little bit more soon. So I finally added in the moss. This is what it looks like now. A lot better. At least I'd say. Moss goes all the way back. And a little bit on that log. And all the way back up there. And all the way down here. Looks a lot better with moss. There's a little snail right there. And there's a water snail too. A lot of cockroaches back there. I even added in some liverwort. There's a snake right there. There's a skink lizard right there. There's a worm. There's all sorts of creatures in here besides the ants. I saw a salamander earlier. Frogs. Hoping to get tree frogs in here eventually as well. I've got a praying mantis egg case in here that should hatch soon too. Looks a whole lot better with the moss. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys.